News headlines from the Seattle Times, Go Skagit, and The Guardian about the Canadian mines' impact on the Skagit River.
You may have heard about the dangers of an expanded mine threatening the Skagit River, but it's only one of dozens of mines and proposed expansions in British Columbia that threaten Washington state waters.
Wide view of a mine with dark clouds overhead.
Ticking time bombs that could send pollution surging across the border.
Dr. Gilles Wendling, hydrogeologist.
We have in BC very large mines, some of the largest mines in the world. And when a mine extracts ore, it will generate waste or tailings. This is then discharged into big reservoirs.
A tall dam blocking a valley.
Very often, to increase the volume of those reservoirs, dams are being built.
The higher the dam, the higher the chance of a failure. The BC government has a poor track record of monitoring mines and tailings dams and ensuring safety of the communities downstream. And we've seen what happens when a disaster strikes.
It may be the worst environmental disaster in British Columbia's history.
A news report with footage of wastewater flowing from the failed dam.
The tailings dam at the Mount Poly mine failed, sending 10 million cubic meters of wastewater into local waterways. Now, another mine at Copper Mountain, only 20 miles from the border, threatens the Similkameen and Okanagan rivers, which flow into the vital Columbia River watershed in Washington state.
Overhead shots of Copper Mountain mine.
Copper Mountain is proposing to increase production by over 50%, and that will also translate into a rise of the dam and an increase in the height of the tailings ponds.
Graphic illustrates the dam rising higher in the valley.
A failure of the tailings dam would cause a surge of toxic mine pollution into the Similkameen River. The Similkameen and Okanagan rivers are vital for the Colville tribes, salmon, agriculture, and river recreation.
Wide shots of the river, then close-up views of salmon and overhead views of green farmlands. Amelia Marchand of the Colville tribes in front of a river.
The Colville tribes resided in the Columbia Plateau region for thousands of years. These rivers have been our transportation routes, provide us with health, fishing. In the event that one of the tailings ponds ruptured, something as disastrous as that, it would last so many generations.
The BC government uses a ranking system to predict the scale of the disaster should a dam fail.
Gilles.
And for Copper Mountain, the risks associated with a potential breach is considered extreme.
It's creating a disaster waiting to happen.
A report by an expert panel for the BC government warned that we could see 2 dam failures every decade. BC has still not fully implemented the panel's recommendations. We can't allow a disaster like Mount Poly to happen in the Columbia River watershed. Washington state needs to demand that BC update its mining regulations to the best international standards, require mines to make funds available ahead of time to pay for cleanup of any mining pollution and disasters, and to enforce their own rules.
Amelia.
We need Canada to be a better neighbor. And I would love for Governor Inslee and our leading representatives to tell them it's serious for your citizens and it's serious for our citizens and the economy and the infrastructure and the environment that we share.
Take action at conservationnw.org/BC Mines.